All right, y'all. Welcome to the House of Vibes, man. This is an amazing day. It's Valentine's Day, so of course I want to do something special. Give you guys some new artists, some new music, and just some new vibes to play for your loved one if you're trying to make up or if you're trying to part ways. We got both for you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, Tiana Kocher, to the House of Vibes. How are you?
I'm good, Ace. How are you?
I'm amazing. This project, I'm loving it. It's
Thank you.
What is the message behind this album?
It is essentially what I went through in the year and a half that I was creating it. Like literally from start to finish, it's like verbatim of what I went through.
Yeah, it tells a story. Like that had to be a hard time for you. The song that stuck out to me the most was Insecure.
Yeah. That I mean, I have a very hard time being vulnerable.
Yeah.
So I was pretty proud of myself to be able to release that or to even write something like that and be comfortable with people hearing it and sharing that. But, after releasing it and so many people coming to me saying like, yo, like this is like really resonating with me. Like obviously there's a reason for everything. So I am glad that I was able to put it out. But yeah, that was one of the first tracks that I wrote off the EP. I think it was actually the second track. Yeah.
So what was that moment like for you when you was writing it? Can you recall exactly what you were going through?
I can. So I was in the studio with a producer, Rockstar, who did Chris Brown, J-Lo, Fergie. His biggest track is Fine China.
Oh man.
Yeah, I know. So it was just him and I in the studio. So he played the beat. The first version of the song was actually so different than the one everybody hears now. It was actually originally called Eyes Closed.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. But then we changed it the second time around. We rearranged the entire thing, and then we ended up calling it Insecure because, I mean, the whole moral of the song is, there was obviously this guy that left me feeling very insecure, even though there was nothing wrong with me. There was nothing wrong in my life, and I was just questioning, like, why am I feeling insecure, and why am I letting a guy make me feel this way? Yeah, so, and I feel like there wasn't many songs about things like that. I mean, normally there's a lot of, it's either love songs or it's like a diss track, right?
Yeah.
It's not really so much like how someone has made you feel internally. So we were like, okay, you know what? I think we owe this one to like the ladies or to like the girls who are struggling with like how they feel, and they probably need something to resonate with. So we wrote Insecure.
Yeah, because when I heard it, I said, yo, this is tough. Like I've had the chance to listen to this project 3 times. And every time I hear it, I get something different. That doesn't normally happen. So kudos to you for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
What were your favorite songs off this EP? Like the ones that you had the best time creating them?
Obviously, they all like hold like some special place in my heart. And when I was putting together the EP, I actually recorded more songs than what people hear, and then I just picked and choose like the best ones. And you know how like most people put like 1 or 2 like filler songs in there that they don't really think is gonna do so well. Personally, like I'm not one to toot my own horn, but like I don't think that any songs are a filler song. Like I really genuinely think that all of them are good. Like they're all my favorite. But I do love Dive. Dive was one of the records that I had such a great time creating. I love Dive. Whoa was a really fun one. That came together really quick. We wrote that in like 30 minutes. And With You is another one of my favorites.
What's the story behind With You? Like,
I was just very infatuated with a guy, and it was definitely like the early stages where it's like, you're starting to get to know him and you're just thinking of the things you want to do with him. That's literally it. I'm super honest about it. Yeah.
Oh man, that's amazing, y'all. Tiana, Kocher on the check-in for the House of Vibes. Okay, so I like where we're at right now with this interview. So in a pandemic, as we're in now, how do you put yourself out there to meet that someone? Like, what are your funny ways to get a guy's attention without like looking crazy?
I'm not the kind of girl that like goes looking like, you know, I think that everything happens for a reason. There's a time and place for everything.
That has to be one person that has like caught your attention where you like, damn.
You know what? Surprisingly, nobody's slid into the DMs.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
God. I had another interview like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
The guy asked the same question. And I was like, yeah, nobody slid into the DMs. And I don't know why people find that so hard to believe, but nobody has. I don't know why. I think it's because of the way I carry myself on social media. Like, I literally like do not care. Like,
do you feel like your confidence intimidate dudes and push them away, or
like what you see is what you get? And I don't know what it is, but I noticed that a lot of guys my age, I'm 22, I just turned 22, like they kind of like shy away from girls with a personality. I'm not afraid to, I know I have a personality. Like I literally post myself falling on my Instagram. Like I just try to be as real as possible because the world lacks that now. It's everything's so polished. Everything's so, everybody has makeup on, like, you know, this, that, and the other. And there's a lack of like just normalcy.
Exactly. Speaking of normalcy, the big topic right now is the vaccine and getting back to some sort of normalcy. Would you take the vaccine, or have you gotten the vaccine? Where did you stand when it comes to all that?
Listen, I absolutely would take the vaccine in a heartbeat. If it means that I could be in a mosh pit dancing to some music at a concert, I will do it. The reason why I'm not scared of the vaccine is because I willingly took 16 shots of Bacardi 151 before. So I know that vaccine is not going to do anything to me. No, it's not.
I am dead.
And the fact that Bacardi 151 is discontinued should speak volumes.
Let it all out, Tiana. Let it all out. Speak your heart. Go. Speak your heart.
Listen. I'm taking the vaccine. I believe in science. And if it means that the world will go back to normal and go back to being a better place, I will do it.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Tiana Kocher on the check-in. I appreciate you for coming by the House of Vibes. I look forward to having you back soon. For all your new music, please send it to us. We'd love to support it. We'd love to, just continue to promote you as an artist. Sorry for the thunder. We're getting some bad weather, so you enjoy your Valentine's Day holiday weekend, and look forward to talking to you soon, okay?
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. God bless. y'all. Welcome back to the House of Vibes. I got another special guest with me for this special Valentine's Day weekend edition of the House of Vibes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Nick Tabron to the House of Vibes. What's up,
Hey,
sir?
man. Thanks so much for having me, bro.
Dude, so
blessed to be here.
Oh yeah, man, definitely, man. So tell the people a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what you do, what kind of music you provide.
Yeah, man. So my name is Nick Tabron. I'm originally from North Carolina. North Carolina raised me, a little small town called Lewisburg. But for anyone who's wondering, it's near Raleigh. So Raleigh was home. That's where I grew up, where I started doing music, where I met, the producers I work with now, everyone that I work with now came from that scene in Raleigh. Yeah. And I'm a songwriter, man. I'm a songwriter who has, I believe that our strength and our ability comes through our passion and what we love. So I try to put as much passion and love into my music, but then I also try to use that music to create and continue positivity, to show love to other people. So I'm all about, the positive vibes, man, all about using my music to try to uplift other people.
So what drives you when you're creating that catchy tune?
What drives me, man, is just whatever emotions I'm feeling at that time, like they may not be, they may not be real emotions now, I might just can draw back on that feeling. But when I was there creating it, writing the melody, writing the lyrics, creating the chords, it was a real emotion at that time that I was expressing through my music.
Yeah. So during when the pandemic first happened, right? So let's rewind back to February, March time last year. What was writing like for you at that time when everything had just hit, everything had just shut down, you were stuck in the house? What was writing like for you at that time?
Man, I was writing a lot of, I'm broke, what am I gonna do? Songs like the rest of the world. It was kind of like that moment of despair and sorrow. I was like, millions of other Americans where, I had a day job and they called me and said, hey, don't bother coming back. We close. So it was a lot of we shall overcome, we're gonna get through this type vibes. Just trying to keep myself encouraged. Cause it was a rough time, man. And thankfully I bounced back, and I'm a hustler, man. So I go get it. But it was a lot of different emotions. I was dealing with my father being sick. He went on a cruise right before COVID, got it, and now he's dealing with kidney failure. So I was writing from that perspective. I was writing. There was a whirlwind of emotions. But to all the people who are wondering or who want to say it's not real, I know from personal experience it is real. You never know how it's going to affect you. So and that was sort of what frustration from people downplaying it when I knew that it was real. Frustration from being broke. All those were real emotions that were that I was writing at the time.
Man, I felt the same thing, bro. I felt it, man. I actually caught COVID right after Thanksgiving, man. Literally, I'd say.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I started feeling real sick, man, and head was hurting. Had a temperature for a few days. Wasn't hungry. I just didn't feel like myself, man. And I was stuck in my room quarantining, and I felt so low, low. When I tell you low, I couldn't do anything. It was like I'm sitting in a box with a small little hole cut open so I could just see just enough to be okay. And it was like everything was just going right past me. I'm like, when does this end? When does this end, man?
How you doing now? You better, man?
Yeah, I'm better now, bro. I'm better. It's been, I say, man, I started feeling normal around January.
Oh man.
I say around maybe 3 weeks ago, man. 3.5 weeks ago, I started feeling back to my normal self.
That's crazy, man. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better. I know it affects everybody differently, and you just never know. That's why it's just so listen to everyone out there. Protect yourself, protect your families. Social distance. Wear masks. Do what you need to do. Nothing's 100%, but just take those precautions.
So, are you going to take the vaccine once it becomes available to the public, or are you still up in limbo?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Honestly, I go back and forth with it all the time. Me and my boys were talking about this because, as Black people, we have a long history of not trusting the government, especially when it comes to vaccines.
Yes.
And one of my friends was white, and I was trying to explain that to him. I was like, go back and look at the Tuskegee experiment. Like, see what they have done to Black men when it comes to giving them quote unquote vaccines in the past. That's just one example. So, I haven't done the research on it. I'm not as educated on it as I'd like to be, but it's definitely on my list to do, to become educated on it, and then I'll make an informed decision. But I'm like, people who are skeptical, believe me, I get it. I understand it 100%.
Exactly. My man, Nick Tabron on the check-in for the House of Vibes. And I know you got some tune for us, man. So this is your time to serenade the world, man. Let's really share some good vibes and let's just dive deep into the music.
For sure, man. For sure. This is my upcoming single called Is It? It'll be out on all platforms soon. Sometimes I talk too much. I gotta drop down, hit a small crash. But the things that I sometimes say, I can tell it makes you dead, guys. But why you smile at me? Is it the way you smile at me? I can love you better than he can. I can love you better than me, but you don't understand. Is it the way he holds your hand? Is it, I could be your man. Is it, but you don't understand. No, you don't understand. And the faintness belong to the car that day. It's crazy how my mind started to shine. I should have kissed you there. I should have kissed you there. But you don't understand. No, you don't understand. Sometimes I talk too much. I gotta drop down, here's a small crash. But the things that I sometimes say, I can tell it makes you dead, guys. But why he smiles at you? I'm sorry, let me do it one more time. I fucked that one up too. It's getting better though. My bad, bro. Do you mind if I run it back one more time? You good? All right, I'm just gonna I just want to get it right, and I keep. Sometimes I talk too much. I gotta drop down, here's a small crash. Things that I sometimes say, I can tell it makes you dead, guys. But why you smile at me? Is it the why you smile at me? So I can love you better than he can. So I can love you better than he. But you don't understand. Is it the way he holds your hand? Is it, I could be your man. Is it, but you don't understand. You don't understand. Your head's down, what's going on? And lately you're all alone. What's the problem? Can we talk it out? Get to the bottom, what it's all about. Is it the way he smiles at you? Is it the way he smiles at you? See, I can love you better than he can. See, I can love you better than he, but you don't understand. Is that love? I could be your man. Is it the way you hold your hand? Is that, but you don't understand. No, you don't understand. The faintness we walked to the car that day. It's crazy how my head started to shake. I should have kissed you there. I should have kissed you there. But you don't understand. No, you don't understand.